Okay, so welcome, Dr. Ana Alvarez. Welcome, Jerónimo. Thank you for being here with us today. We are very happy to see you. For the people who is connected to the session, you have to know that they are in the Gemba. They are connecting from their hospital. Very big hospital, very university, big hospital from Barcelona, 900 beds, so that you know a little bit. They will explain a little bit more how they are organized now. Dr. Alvarez is a super lean thinker, lean practitioner for a lot of years, many years ago. She started to do some Kaizen, some improvements, and step by step now she has managed to have their own team inside the hospital, and they are growing. They are doing such good projects and good things for their patients. So we are very happy to have you here, Dr. Alvarez, today. Thank you. You can share your screen if you want.
Well, I introduced Jerónimo. It's one of the engineers of the team, and the last one in join us, but not the worst or the. He's one of my boys because they are younger than me. Everybody is younger, but I'm really happy to have them by my side because they are doing a great job. Thank you for the introducing. Thank you for that honor to think about us, to explain our experience here in Barcelona. And if you want, we are going to start with some A3 and some of the projects that we are doing now. And at the end, I will explain how we are organized as a team in the middle of the hospital to improve our processes and the things we do for our patients. So I'm going to start sharing here.
Exactly. So see, if you stay the next half an hour and from 10:30 also, you will be able to know how they are deploying. So you start, Anna, with two concrete projects, okay?
Yeah.
And then at 10:30, if you want to stay, I recommend you. They will share with us how they are organized as an internal lean team. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Cristina. Okay, so the two A3 projects that we have presented in the late global connection are okay. Can you see good? No. Okay, the first project that we have presented is framing in inflammatory bowel disease unit, okay, and the name of this A3 is long time in non-malleable ethic activities, okay. At first, at the beginning of all projects that we have presented, I would like to point out that we show you the A3, global view of this A3, in order to go with this travel. No, I think that this is a travel, and this is a format that I think that can help you to go with the project and for the understanding. Okay. Okay, this project, I would like to point out that this project is framed between two hospitals, Viladecans Hospital and Bellvitge. And it's a territorial project. It's important because it's very big.
Jerónimo, yes. Excuse me, sorry. We are not seeing the slides. Can you please exactly now? Okay.
Okay.
You
now?
Could you see us?
Yes, now you have to share again.
Okay.
Otra pantalla. I ara poseu en gran, sisplau.
All right.
Modo presentación.
Ya está, sí. Pero no sé por qué no.
Well, okay, leave it like this, if not.
No sé por qué no.
Can you see the screen now?
No.
No.
Let's continue how it was. Don't worry.
Se ve, ¿no?
Well, not technician, so don't worry.
It's okay now.
This is okay. Perfect.
Okay. And now?
It's enough good. It's enough good.
Okay. Okay, so the first point that I would like to comment is background of the project. Okay, this is a unit where this disease, the inflammatory bowel disease, I would like to refer to this disease as IBD, okay? And from now on. Now, in case of demand of the inflammatory bowel disease, this unit has the same human resource, okay? And this, as you can see on the right-hand side, this curve is increasing with all these years, okay? And now the unit has the same human resource. The second point that I would like to comment in this background is that the clinical nurse take a long time with non-values activities, okay? I think they spend more time with this non-value task, and this person need time for tasks as medical round, for example, of admitted patients, okay? On the right-hand side below of the other graphics, you have the time dedicated to interruptions, and you can see that this nurse, 4 days, has 50 minutes with interruptions, calls, medical calls, patient interruptions, okay? As background too, we have in this slide, you can see the task with value added, okay, of the patient care, health education, resolutions of treatment doubts and diagnostic. And as a non-value added task, nurse is dedicated to application, visit, prescription, dating is a more important point, medical report application, questions, okay. And I would like to highlight in this green box the same sentence that we have in the last slide. No? The clinical nurse take a long time with non-valued added tasks, okay. As a current situation, the point number 2 of this slide, of this presentation, we have the first action that we take in the analysis is the value stream map. Basically, you can see the typical POSIT, okay? And we would like to highlight this non-value task as summary, no? It's a waiting time chronoendoscopy, healthcare demand increase, territorial coordination absence, and the famous clinical nurse interruptions. More concrete, this unit is a successful unit. Okay, you can see in the center of the slide that the patient has a lot of interlocutors, surgeons, radiologists, different physicians, specialists, okay, pharmacology, and sorry, okay, but this unit has more actions that in the past they performed. For example, multidisciplinary meeting with other hospital. In this case, this image is Vidal Hospital meeting, and the unit has a lot of tools that help with the development of this unit. Okay, for example, you can see the Slack is a famous application in order to improve the communication with other agents. Perfect. In this slide, we highlight the non-value added time. Okay, on the left-hand side, you have the diagram with blue bars. Basically, these blue bars are different tasks, non-value tasks. For example, scheduling, prescriptions, reports. Okay, I think the winner is obviously the scheduling. Okay, and as a red line, you have the time dedicated, the average, obviously. Okay, the average of the time that is the clinical nurse dedicate per day. Okay, and on the right-hand side, the nurse interruption. In this sector diagram, you can see the different sources of these interruptions. But the important date is 10 interruptions per day, dedicating 15 minutes per day. And the other point that I would like to comment, because I think that's the most important point in this project, is the patient invitation. in the current situation, the analysis phase of this project, we invited to patient with the IBD, and in order to incorporate the feedback that this person can give us, can provide us, in order to complete the correct value chain, of this project. As a goals, if we follow the A3, the goals, the main goal that we have is the design of a new flow in order to decrease over 60% interaction time, from the Villa de Cans hospital with the IBD unit at Bellvitge hospital, As a second goal, a second target is incorporate the perspective, the patient experience in the IBD process. The analysis that we have in this project, we use different tools depending of the project, but in this case, our main tool is the Ishikawa tool as a main tool of the analysis, but we in this case we use the 5 whys tool. We collect the problem and we create 3 types of problems: non-scheduled visits, as you can see in this presentation, non-scheduled visits, patients with a presentation, these 2 slides, the same problem, and finally we have the call from the hospital. Basically, this is the point related with the nurse interactions. I'm going to comment as a simplified way. The non-scheduled visit, the main cause, the root cause is basically with the Ishikawa tool, the method and man. We have creation at a short notice, problems with the notifications, with the notification system. Related with demand, we have the partial leaves with citation, physician doesn't create the petition, problems with the petition creation. And the second analysis that we have, it's a patient with a prescription. The first analysis is related with the famous salicin. It's a pharmac related with the disease. Salicin no more than 2 months, problems with the prescription, and it has not been explaining to patient that it is necessary to go to primary care to review. This produce obviously saturation of the system. This problem was called from the feedback, the patient feedback. Related with demand, we have patient called to IBD nurse and saturation in primary care, as I comment, related with the information that we take to patient. Related with the machine, we indicate here in this point problems with card reader and problems with CIREC. It's a reader system. And the second analysis related with the patient with a prescription, it's related with the method. This is more information about the timing, immediate response or minor 24 hours, and voicemail in the machine, voicemail 24 hours. And in the main segment, paternalism, and patient does not or remember the schedule is a very important point. As a material, a schedule graphic support doesn't exist. This is a 5 whys tool. The problem called from the hospital is related directly with the nurse interactions. The different root causes that I found are petition is not done due to forgetfulness, how often the frequency is the test is not protocolized, problems with the standardization, patient has the same of but forgets the petition, and all again frequent periodicity of visits and case discussion in committee with a medical visit. Next point, I would like that you remember all these root cases briefly, and the countermeasures attack directly all these problems, all these root causes that I have commented. We have as a simplified form, as a simplified way, the 7 main countermeasures that I apply in this project. The first, related with the back office, is basically an automatic notification to patient about the visit. Okay, the second point, define a responsible to create the weekly prescription. It's a figure that is dedicated only for the updated prescription weekly. Okay, this La Meva Salud is an application that we use here in Catalonia in order to have all medical data for patients. Meeting with CatSalud in order to modify the prescription date of expiry of salicylate. We have some problems with the date of expiry. The CatSalud is an organism from Catalonia. Okay, it's a government organism. As a 4-point is design an informative brochure. You can see this brochure on the right-hand side of the slide. Is this brochure that you can see with image. It's basically it's information to patients and professionals in order to clarify all information about the process that the patient need to know. As a point number 5, standardize the cladribine petition. Cladribine is the POPs test, POP exam that we have related obviously with this disease. In the Ergo system, Ergo is a territorial system. It's the system that we can read in different hospitals in the territory. Number 6, create a telematic care service for IBD patients in the territory. And finally, the last point is include the patient experience as a countermeasure. Okay, the action plan that you can see in the next slide. Sorry. Okay, it's a simplified action plan with all actions that I have commented in the last slide. For example, back office, you can see that 3 actions are ongoing now because the date that we have is for next year. But we are going with the actions. For example, per patient, now we have the patient in the process internally, okay, and the renew through La Meva Salud these actions depend of system department and it's slower than other actions that depend directly for us. Okay, the image that you have in this slide is basically a picture about a video related with the stomies. Okay. As a follow-up of this project, we have 3 indicators related directly with the Bellvitge Hospital because the majority of the interruption, the nurse interruption, come from this hospital. These 3 indicators we have achieved an improvement over target. Okay, basically we have a 50% of improvement, 30% of improvement. All goals, all targets have achieved. Okay, it's a simplified explanation about this project. I would like to continue with the second project, endoscopic unit recovery. The name of this A3 is efficiency optimization of the endoscopic process and recovery. This project is very large because we have the project thoroughly, but we have a Kaizen session that basically we think all actions that the unit proposed during this time. Okay, I would like to show you in the slides. As background and current situation together, we have an endoscopic unit with 9 boxes, okay, for gastroenterology and pneumology services, and with a recovery that contain 10 chairs and 7 stretchers and a professional staff, only morning shift, 2 nurses, 1 nursing assistant, 3 orderly. Okay, it's very important that you know that all this equipment is for patient procedure prior to the intervention, patient preparation, and post-surgical resuscitation. Okay. In this slide, you can see the 3 main problems that we have found in the current situation. The image is basically related with this point. The first point is waste of resources at the hospital of 60%, assuming a stretching occupancy and recovery at 2 hours, 46 minutes. Okay. The preparation process, that I think the most important problem that I have in this problem, in this project, sorry, of the preparation process of patients in interventional endoscopy cycle time until entrance to box is 2.5 hours, a lot of time, much time, with weight and no valued aerobic activities. And finally, the last point, an average time of bed occupation has been observed of 44 minutes. Okay, below the image in red, it's the recovery time, patients with a recovery time more than 1 hour in red, and yellow you have patients with a recovery time between 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay. We have 4 goals in this project. The first, it decrease in 80% the preparation process, and eliminating the 100% of specialization and recovery bed occupancy and novel activities. Basically, the focus of this goal is eliminate the non-valued activities. The second point, decrease the occupancy time of recovery bed, stretching and chairs per patient in 20%, eliminating the work of sterile staff. The target basically is related directly with the bed rotation. The third point, increase to 100% the utilization of assigned resource in the hospital for gastroenterology service. And finally, improvement in communication and coordination between hospital and recovery, improve the patient traceability, and eliminating workload of the area staff. It's basically improve the communication and coordination between the area. Okay. This slide is directly the analysis, the root cause analysis with 5 whys tool. The 4 main problems are waste of bed in the hospital, procedure preparation in recovery area, high recovery time, and long waiting of admitted patient. And the root cause is different. Okay, lack of sedation, communication circuit absent with the hospital. In the case of the high recovery time, we have problems with the sedation of patients and lack of forecast. And the procedure preparation in recovery area, it's a problem that you can see actions that attack directly this preparation time. For example, the root cause in the case of the procedure preparation in recovery areas, the typical famous sentence, it has always been done that way. Okay, and finally, long waiting of admitted patient, the root cause in incorrect movement notification early. For this reason, I would like that you capture of these root causes, because we plan in this case the countermeasures in 3 phases: remove, modify, and design through different color posits, the famous posit too. As remove, we eliminate short stay unit preparation circuit. Okay, the short stay unit is the unit that we have in the hospital in order to prepare the patient to surgery. As a second point to remove is a physical handed of the report. The report, sometimes this handed stop or block the early discharge in this unit. And finally, we remove the agenda changes for the adaptation of patients that arrive out of skill. As modification actions, we have 2 notification to patients and family through TCO. TCO is an automatic system for notification to patients that located in the waiting area. Basically, an integral management system in the area based in software connect to CELAB is basically a system that toll between the area and orderly. The CELAB is an application to orderly, basically to manage the orderly movement. Okay, as a design actions, we have patient preparation circuit in interventionist boxes, circuit to speed up the patient entry rotation, and daily meeting with endoscopy supervision and the hospital. The action plan is as a simplified way of the action plan, really. Okay, but I would like to highlight that we have on course ongoing two actions. You can see as highlighted in yellow, elimination of report physical handling, because it is difficult to digitalize this type of report, or maybe change the way that the physician communicates to the patient the information that we have of the intervention. And integral management system, depending on the system area, is different the timing. But now we have updating about this system yesterday in special. Okay, and the other action that you can see here is basically the countermeasures commented. Okay, as a follow-up of this project, we have some indicators, 5 in special, and it's important in this situation as a pilot results. We have 4 improvement indicators. For example, the total duration of intervention in patient preparation is a very important indicator. The target is 30 minutes. Now we have 33.5 minutes, but the unit proposed to continue with action in order to improve this time. Now we are going to see the case. Okay, and in special, I would like to talk about the hospital gastroenterology-based exploitation. We have 40 in this moment. We had 40%. Okay, the target is 10%. Okay, and now I'm going to explain the situation. Another very important point is average occupancy of post-interventional recovery bed in gastroenterology. We have over the target with an improvement over 31%. Okay. After this project, we have the indicators that you can see in the last slide. And after the pandemic, the unit proposed us to have a point through Kaizen tool in order to collect all actions that during this time the unit proposed it, basically. I would like to comment as a simplified way this action plan. Okay, notification in SAP, and there's our enterprise resource planning that we have in the hospital to see the urgent patient. Basically, nurse can see in red the patients from emergency service. Use a visual management in order to optimize the orderly movements. Basically, we have a map with the endoscopy equipment in order to optimize the movement that the orderly need to go, because this equipment is moving from this hospital for different boxes. Okay. Standardization from material movement to sterilization. We have a new standard with a schedule related with boxes that contain all this material and the way that you need to move all these boxes. Okay.
And excuse me, we have to move to the next session. I can be hours and hours listening to Kaizens. This is the best, the last part and the best part. What if we move to the next session that we continue with you?
Okay.
Because maybe some people is connected to the other one. Congratulations for the results. There is only one question that I will ask you in the other session. Okay.
Okay.
So see you now.
Everybody, all the participants, see you in the session on Bellvitge. So how this continue, which is about the third A3, and how is the management model for the whole hospital about this lean thinking?
Let's continue with you. Okay.
Answer in the next session. Okay.
Okay. See you now.
See you now.